At the rough and rugged Snowshoe GNCC in West Virginia, defending Grand National Cross Country champion Josh Strang was able to narrowly defeat Nate Candy to take a hard-fought win. The competition needs to respond, or Strang's going to repeat as champ. Hello everyone, welcome to Racer TV's coverage of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Today it's one of the longest running events of this tour, the Weisco John Penton GNCC at the beautiful Sunday Creek Motocross Racetrack just outside of Athens, Ohio. Teams and riders are pumped up. We've got great weather today, which is rare for this event, where we have often seen axle-deep mud, as well as blinding dust, and sometimes both. Here are your track facts. Today's course is 10 miles long. We'll race for 3 hours. We guess we're going to get 5 laps in and nearly 1,200 riders on hand. A lot of amateurs getting their licks in, but we have the best riders in the world ready to do battle now in the XC1 and XC2 Pro classes. I'm Jason Wygant, your host. That is Ricky Towery, your starter, and he's telling the boys to shut them down. Let's go racing. And the short motocross style start is going to go to Paul Whibley, but barely. Caleb Russell tries to edge him out on the outside, but it's Whibley who's going to control that motorsport.com whole shot award and pick up $250. Russell, who originally is born and raised in this area, right behind him in hot pursuit. A couple other KTMs, you got Charlie Mullins and Corey Buttrick there as well. Let's go back to the XC2 class for the 250s. These guys are battling it out. That is Andrew DeLong on the KTM, but no, another rider, Shane O'Banion, goes blowing through turn 2 just to grab the whole shot award and $100. So he was in first, but now he's last. I think that's something out of Talladega Nights. Meanwhile, DeLong controlling it after not blowing through turn 2, and he is your leader right now. As the 250cc bikes head toward the woods, back up front with the 450s and XC1 division, and it is Whibley maintaining the lead. Been an up and down season for Whibley. Still has a shot at the championship, running third in points. Really needs a win today, though. Whibley, you may remember, won a couple of races ago at the Rock Run in Pennsylvania, then got 5th at our last race in West Virginia. Look at the field, how close it is here on lap 1. Riders taking different lines all over the place. There goes Jimmy Jarrett, a local product. Good to see him back in action on the number 44 Geico Honda. Catch back up with our leader, Whibley. He has improved so much through the years. Was a journeyman when he first started competing in this series. Has really worked on his starts, his early race speed, and since then he has actually become one of the best starters in the game, and he was one of the worst. You see Josh Strang that's come back at him headed uphill. Your championship leader, your defending series champ, your winner of our last race, and he's outside the top 5 right now. Here we are on the motocross track for the first time since lap 1, and Caleb Russell is the one who's going to put the challenge to Wibbs. They put a little bit of distance now on the third place rider, Corey Buttrick. Then it is Mullins in 4th, and now Strang up to 5th. So the young KTM kids are in between the championship contenders right now. Then it's Russell Bobbitt and Thad Duvall coming through next. Back onto the motocross track, and look at this. Russell now trying to go for the lead, and he does, leaping past Whibley. And we're looking at a contrast in styles there. The teenager, originally from this area, compared to the 30-plus Whibley. So Whibley's going to play it a little bit more conservative. Russell apparently will be the aggressor, and we've got a strong pursuit from 3rd and 4th. That is Buttrick and Mullins. They are in the hunt as well. But check this out, our replay via the Suzuki helmet cam of Russell going for the lead on Whibley. Check it out. Triple, double through the rhythm lane. Not bad for a cross-country man. Well, the great thing about Grand National cross-country racing is that there is a class for everyone. You get ATVs that do battle on Saturdays in all sorts of conditions. You got a four-wheel drive ATV, take it out of the shed and come race with us. We got a sport quad, we got places for you as well. We have women's classes. We even have beginner ranks that go all the way down to as young as 6 years old. And we got plenty of classes for bikes too. Here are the upcoming rounds of the tour. We'll see you somewhere down the road in 2011. Meanwhile, Caleb Russell continues to lead here on Racer TV. Jason Wygant, your host. Paul Whibley is second, and he's got to be a little shell-shocked the way that Russell got by him on the motocross track. Meanwhile, look at this battle that has broken out. 4 or 5 riders all in position. Third on back, still Russell leading Whibley. You got to wonder if the rest of these riders can close the gap. It is Mullins in third, Buttrick fourth, Josh Strang in fifth, and now Thad Duvall has caught the tail end of that group as well. So 4 riders looking to make up ground on your leaders, and that lead position has changed. Whibley back to the #1 spot. Bruce, our camera for good measure. And if I believe that is Mullins up to second, and Russell back to about 6th. So apparently the leader has made a mistake. That's exactly what Whibley was counting on. Now here we are through the mud. Whibley trying to hustle. Mullins and the rest of the KTM group and Strang right there. There is Russell trying to make up for lost ground. So he goes from the back, or sorry, from the front to the back, and then he's going to try to turn the trick again. That's what makes Whibley so tough. So much experience. You've got Mullins, who's won a lot of these things before. You got Strang, who's last year's GNCC champ. Meanwhile, Russell has come close before, but he's yet to win an overall at one of these races. He's won the XC2 championship 2 years in a row, but has never been the first rider to cross the finish line in a GNCC. Could today be the day, or have they already worn the kid down? And man, this is unbelievable racing today. Look at the pace. They are attacking these corners, attacking the rough spots, even in the mud holes where you normally have to be careful. They are not wasting any time. Although, just as I say that, Whibley has to play conservative down here through the creek. You got mud on top of rocks, you can go down easily, and you do not want to fall on the rocks. So everyone taking it a little bit easy through there. There is Strang just staying in position. Hasn't really made a run for it yet. Nice line by Duvall to try to find some firm ground out there on the right side. A couple other riders to note. Nate Canny back there, not too far. Also Rory Mead out of New Zealand, who's really turned some heads in a guest ride for this series on Geico Honda. Those riders not too far back as well. See, the rider that just went by there is Russell, so he has worked his way back through. He had the lead, he made a mistake, he went to the back of the train, and now he has picked that pace back up. There is Canny, still in the hunt, and Chris Bach as well. So anyone could win this one, and look, we are back on the motocross track. Whibley in the lead, and guess who's back? Caleb Russell has climbed to the rear fender of Whibley again, and here we go to the rhythm lane again. And Russell jumping to the inside. This time Whibley's not going to let him have it. Side by side we go downhill, and the kid is going to out-jump Whibley again. Unbelievable charge. Caleb Russell scrubbing it, whipping it over that tabletop. So it's going to look like 2 laps led in a row for the kid, but in between he dropped to about 6th. What tremendous speed he has. Obviously feeling it today on a track he's very familiar with. And you're looking at a position swap every time we look between Mullins, Buttrick, and Strang back here. But Russell putting the hammer down and hoping this time to avoid whatever led to his undoing the last time around. Here we are on the motocross track. This is the section where he took the lead last time around, and look at Whibley, picked it up, tripled in. Well, you've got to triple in at this point. The pace has really picked up, and you can see everyone clearing that lead, no problem. And a little bit of water there for Russell. You see him hanging on to the straw underneath the helmet. He'll down that bottle, and then head back out, and Whibley is still right in position. No one stopping in the pits this time around, and you can tell by the posture, each one of these riders is just waiting to put in their charges. Anyone's ready, stay tuned. Back to to the action, and we mean action, here at the Wiseco John Penton GNCC. Caleb Russell leading. Paul Whibley is chasing in second, and we've got a pack behind him. You got Charlie Mullins, Corey Buttrick, and Josh Strang, all in contention as well. And Mullins and Strang are the ones battling for the series points lead. So we've got a race within a race. And don't forget about Thad Duval here on the Ampro FMF Yamaha, keeping the leaders in check. But the real story is Russell, 19 years old, has never won a GNCC race overall. It's his rookie year in the pro class, and he is doing the deed so far today. Looks like Mullins and Buttrick, though, beginning to close the gap up from third and fourth. And back into the open stuff, and now Whibley in the lead, Mullins second, and Russell has dropped back to third. And that's what happens with these packs we have developed today. It's so close, one little mistake will change the race. Every time we get to this uphill, Whibley seems to regain the lead. But look at Mullins and Russell and Buttrick, 3 factory FMF KTMs right there. And Josh Strang on the FMF Makita Suzuki is going to have to hustle. Those 4 have got the jump on him right now. And Thad Duval chasing. This is an amazing race right now. You got all the teams that expect to win in this series running up there. Now they're into a little bit of lap traffic. We'll see how that affects the game. Corey Buttrick there in third. He has been quiet today, but I think he may have something up his sleeve. Strang's got to pick it up. He's got about 5 seconds between himself and that pack in front, and he's got Duval hot on his heels. But how about Whibley? You don't want to go too far into the race and let this guy have the lead, because in the latter 2 laps or so, he is very hard to stop. So if you're Mullins or Buttrick, Russell, Strang, or Duval here, you can't wait too long. You need to put the challenge to Whibley, and someone has, guess who? Caleb Russell again into the lead. Is this a tortoise and a hare between these two? Russell shows great speed, takes over the lead, makes a mistake, goes back, Whibley holds it, then Russell comes back again. There's Whibley. Now, one other thing to point out, as you can see how close this entire pack is, oh, that is Mullins. Mullins losing some ground in the mud. And Duval is down. So this section is deceiving with how difficult it is. And now it's going to be tough for Duval. He is lost to toe. He's not going to be able to see the riders in front of him. Anyway, I was going to point out, Russell's on a 350 KTM. That's a new 350 XC. And KTM has a lot of confidence in that bike, that in these tight wood sections, the 350 is the better machine. 2 laps to go. Whibley, Strang, Mullins, they're all on 450s. We'll see if that makes a difference. With a 350, a lot of people think, as you see, Russell still tripling. Whoa! Well, barely tripling. He clipped the end of that third jump. You see Whibley again, a little bit more conservative, doubling toward the top. But the point is that the 350 is supposed to be easier to ride later in the race. We will see if that pays off for Russell. He's in the pits. He's getting fuel. That's Corey Buttrick's pit right there, so he's about to pull in for gas as well. And Russell is in and out. I haven't seen Whibley come through yet. Here comes Strang into the FMF Makita Suzuki pits. Strang's got some ground to make up. He is the winner of your last race. And there goes Whibley by, so Whibley will still be second. There goes Buttrick in third. Now you've got Mullins and Strang battling for the championship lead and battling, and a little bit of a problem there in the pits, for Mullins held him up. And Strang will beat him out of the pits. But here is Russell, now a lap and a half away from his first ever GNCC win. But whoa, he's got Paul Whibley and a bunch of lap riders right by him. And Whibley will apply pressure. This is the way the veteran from New Zealand likes to race it. He puts himself in position, and then late in the race, he relies on his fitness, his experience to take the win. Who's it going to be, the kid or the veteran? They're ready to duke it out in the last lap. Stay with us on Racer TV. Paul Whibley back in the lead here as we battle toward the finish of this Wiseco John Penton GNCC. There is Caleb Russell in orange, keeping the heat on in the number 2 spot. These two have swapped the lead probably 4 or 5 times today. Jason Wygant, your host here of this round 9 of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Does Russell have anything left endurance-wise to try to run down Whibley? We're headed onto the motocross track, and here he has closed the gap again. Not able to make the pass this time, but he's staying within striking distance, and that could be all the difference as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Now this motocross section is where Russell has done a lot of damage so far today. If he can get the lead from Whibley and just push himself to the limit for 30 minutes, the race will be his. But look at Whibley, very smooth. Russell's still bouncing off the top of that triple. Russell is close, but this time not able to make the pass. Perhaps Whibley has got this on lock, but it's gonna be tough with this kid all over you. Look at this line from Russell. Nice job splitting the lap traffic, not getting held up. But Whibley is so tough to beat under these circumstances. His fitness is just ridiculous. The guy lifts weights, bicycles, runs, swims, and rides. He is undoubtedly as fit as they come. If he's not the fittest, he is at least as fit as anyone out here. No one's going to beat him in a pure endurance contest. And a little mistake by Russell, and you have to wonder, is that fatigue setting in? Nice run for Josh Strang. He is up to 3rd now in front of Buttrick, and most importantly, in front of Charlie Mullins, the man he's battling for the championship with. But if Whibley takes the win today, he will begin to close back up on those two. Listen to the people cheering. Caleb Russell, who now lives in North Carolina but was born and raised in this area, he's got a lot of friends and family out there in the woods. Although Whibley actually lives here nowadays. He's actually picked this area of the country to headquarters his American operation. Here comes Russell. That is a very slippery downhill section. They cannot attack that probably as aggressively as they would like. And Strang is beginning to rally and get back into it. Buttrick trying to follow him through. So don't count Josh Strang out if Whibley or Russell or both make a mistake. Been a spectacular year this year in the Grand National Cross Country Series. Every weekend, a different scenario. You've got 5 or 6 riders who can clearly win races, and we've got 4 of them in a pack right now. Make it 5, because here comes Mullins. 5 riders in the last lap, all in striking distance, and Russell has closed up on Whibley one more time. Through the creek, now he's got to climb out of this bank, and Russell trying to make tracks, trying to make up ground and go to the inside. And he makes the pass. Caleb Russell into the lead again as we head onto the motocross track. And this has been his best section. Lots of mistakes though. He is letting it all hang out. Whibley just sitting back there watching, hoping that Russell leaves the door open. This is the opportunity Russell has waited his whole life for. He's put himself in position to win a Can-Am Grand National Cross Country race, the most prestigious off-road series in all the world. That is why Whibley has traveled from New Zealand to the United States to win these races, to win this championship. A big mistake by Russell. Whibley not able to capitalize. Russell may just have it, but you know Whibley's going to have something up his sleeve, and he goes to the outside and takes the lead again. Battling down, 2 turns to go, and Whibley turned the trick on the motocross track and steals the John Penton GNCC victory. Unbelievable. Whibley, where you would not expect it to happen, makes it happen. And Strang barely able to hold off Mullins in a great race for 3rd, and that's going to affect the series championship. There's the rest of your top 10. Duval recovers for 6th. Good ride by Nate Canny for 7th. And let's send it to Krista Shaw with our winner.
Hey, Paul Whibley, what an amazing race out there today. It's like you're either on or you're off on these days. How did it go for you?
Good. I think I got the whole shot. I think they gave it to me. And I kind of just started riding my own pace. I wasn't pushing too hard early on. I knew it was going to be a tough day. Caleb got to the front sometime and he was really setting a really fast pace. So we had to push pretty hard to catch up to him. And then in the last lap, we all got stuck on a hill somewhere and he got to the front and was gone. And then I caught back up again and got past him again. And then he passed me again. It was like just passing backwards and forwards. And I wasn't sure how I was going to go in that last lap, come into the motocross track, and just left it all to that last jump, and it all worked out good for me. So I'm pretty happy.
Does that guy look tired at all? He's happy too, because look, he's closed back up in this series standings. We got a 3-rider dogfight for this championship. Nice job by Canny, consistent in 4th. Let's give you your Can-Am race recap. There is Caleb Russell and Paul Whibley starting the race together, and they ended it just like that. Here's Russell taking the lead on the motocross track, and they would go back and forth all day. Whibley would get it back. Russell would go to the back of the train. You had Charlie Mullins, Corey Buttrick, Josh Strang, Thad Duvall also in the hunt. But it seemed like every time Russell would go to the back, he would rally back toward the front. Meanwhile, on XC2, great job by Jordan Ashburn to take the victory there on the 250s. But late in the race, it came down to the motocross track. A tiring Russell could not double jump. That allows Whibley to go to the outside, execute the pass. Too exhausted to jump that section on the last lap after 3 hours in the heat. He holds on for second. Great racing. For Krista Shaw, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.